PragICTS, expediting business outcomes.
It is my take that AI is going to have a transformational impact on the UI layer as we know of today. If I were to go back to my early experiences into computing and the interaction of computing, it goes back to the latter part of the IBM era, where the device or the terminal rather, it was not termed as a desktop but rather as a terminal, we were exposed to was the AS400 range, and these were commonly termed as green on black displays. So it was a simple, quite a heavy keyboard, and the green on black display is primarily textual. From that time, if you take the key milestones, from there we kind of transition to graphical user interface based devices, with the mouse coming in, with the multimedia coming in, and from there the major transitional shift with the launch of the iPhone by Steve Jobs, where it transformed the mobile platform to be a UI interaction platform where it was a single piece of glass display with touch, for that matter multi-touch, and then a richer experience on the mobile device. So it was also a transition of extending the digital or the computing platform from the terminal to the desktop, to the laptop, and effectively now to the mobile. Still, I see in various specialized courses, still those green on back displays are used not for anything else because of legacy platforms and applications. The desktops are still there. The laptops are as well. You have the tab and then you have the phone. And these have their own place and context. And if you take the journey from there, from the release of the iPhone, AR is in play now. AR, VR is in play. It came with huge goggles, kind of devices, quite hefty to wear. But now you see signs of these getting kind of displays getting shrink wrapped to the level of spectacles. This is not to say that the goggles are going to go away. All of these will have their unique areas of use and context. And then thereafter, the significant shift I see is with OpenAI commoditizing, launching and rapidly commoditizing AI and its inference capacity, especially with the launch of LLMs. And it has changed the way we interact for knowledge, for information, for data per se, where, you can type a question and get an answer, or you can ask a question and it's voice to voice. So it was all three combinations are possible: text to voice, voice to voice, and voice to text. This is made possible through AI's on one end the LLM capacity and its inference capacity. LLM's capacity is in terms of delivery of content in a human-to-human compatible manner, and then the inference capacity for it to do computational work of analysis and aggregating details to serve to the requirements of the users. Now there is also we hear that in the background that the acquisition of Johnny Ive's company by OpenAI to initiate a journey of coming with that next level of equipment, digital equipment, especially focusing on AI. My take is that all these devices will have their place, and it will continue to evolve, and it will continue to have a transformational path. But more importantly, what I feel is that now with this capacity that AI can bring in, I think that the application stack, as we know today, will have a fundamental change. I think those changes are happening, but it will solidify. And what I feel is that not only AI is good at On one end, it is AI is good at getting answers, getting results, finding out information, aggregating, all these things AI is good at. And that capacity will continue to evolve. On the other end, that it can communicate in a very cohesive manner with kind of human-to-device communication, but more from a device human-to-human communication. And as a result, there is a very strong possibility that there will be a new layer that will come between, will be the primary delivery platform for UI. Genuine, ubiquitous, seamless UI being served based on the context of the user and the device a user may have at disposal at a specific given time. Say, for example, let's say a person of a leadership capacity or management capacity or operational capacity, let's say that they are on their way to work. Either you could be taking public transport, or you could be taking your own car, you could be chauffeur driven, or you are driving. Context, these small things makes a huge difference in the context of what you could consume, and you want to know if it is a case that your operation is based on attendance, and that's very critical. So one may want to know, okay, from attendance viewpoint, how is the staff count today at office? Or for that matter, you're heading for a meeting and you need to know the performance numbers of yesterday. So if it is a case that, say, for example, if it is a case that, you are chauffeur driven, then what you could do is you can, interact with the application and get the details. Again, the AI could, I see that there will be a universal AI layer into an application stack where, it will throw the UI interfaces that is required. Or if the context changes from a chauffeur-driven perspective where you are driving the vehicle, then the context is such that you will be talking to the device and telling that, give me an update on the key parameters of such and such on yesterday's performance. And that can be a drill down discussion. And at the end of that discussion, or throughout that discussion, actions points can be also executed, telling AI, okay, compile this report, send it to such people, send these performance numbers to head of operations to look into this thing as the parameters don't look promising, whatever that context is. And let's say that, another context is that, you have come back from work and you're going for a jog or you're going for this thing, rather than, trying to pull out the device. Maybe if it is a case that you have a watch strapped into your hand and you could talk to it, initiate that conversation with AI and say, get me these details, so it can give that back through your headphones. Or if it is a case that you have wearing a smart glass and it can be pulled through there. So rather, this whole UI experience could become truly ubiquitous, where it doesn't matter, it doesn't force the user to have a specific device to get the information. Rather, it will have the capacity to serve on demand based on the context. I feel that this is going to be a reality, and I feel that in the next a decade or so, or in the next coming years, I think the application stack as we know today is going to go through some serious transformative changes to bring this layer of AI capacity across the layers, from the back end, from the middle tier through the front end. And the greatest benefit the user is going to get is that rather than the user adjusting their interaction based on the device they have, the devices will do the adjustment, and you should be able to use a multitude of devices. Your laptop, your tab, your mobile device, it could be your watch, or for that matter, the glasses. So I think that we are heading for a very interesting period in the next foreseeable future, because it's going to be very exciting, because things that we hear on the public media is quite shocking in a positive way. Just imagine what's cooking behind closed doors. one cannot forecast things because it's beyond focus, because so many things are happening. This engagement with Sam Altman and Johnny Ive coming into play, it sounds very, it's something to really look forward to. Thank you.
PragICTS, expediting business outcomes.